Thank you, Brother Curvation, for the revelation that you got during your first visit to Bhagwan and the love that you found, which is truly love at first sight with divinity. Swami said, I have come to light the lamp of love in your hearts, to see that it shines day by day with added luster. And your experience is a touching example of how Swami reignites that lamp of love within all of us. Sister Frances Lisette Sosa Martinez from El Salvador is our next speaker. She studied to become a teacher and she graduated with a bachelor's in education. She is the assistant director at a Christian educational institution. She likes to work with children because it gives her the opportunity to include human values in her classes for 6-year-olds, and she also teaches human values to teens in her community. She was born into a Sai family and currently serves as the National Youth Coordinator in El Salvador. Since 2013, she's also been the Deputy Youth Coordinator for Zone 2A. Sister Frances feels it is an honor to be in the SSIO, as she always feels grateful to Swami for the opportunity to serve. She fills her day with love, and that expresses itself in service to society. Let us see, too, how we can sanctify our lives by doing service and spreading joy and comfort all around. Without further ado, Sister Frances.
Mi amado Swami, te ofrezco mi amor, guía mis pensamientos y palabras.
My beloved Swami, I offer you my words, guide my thoughts and my words.
Sairam, respetados mayores, queridos hermanos y hermanas.
Sairam, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters.
Jóvenes, la prosperidad y el bienestar del mundo depende de la conducta de la juventud. El mundo solo podrá tener un futuro ideal cuando vuestra conducta sea buena. Sathya Sai Baba.
Youngsters, prosperity and welfare of the world depend on the behavior of the youth. The world can only have an ideal future when your conduct is good. Sathya Sai Baba.
Buenas tardes, queridos hermanos. Hoy tengo el privilegio de estar aquí ante ustedes para platicar acerca de mis experiencias con Swami.
Good afternoon, dear brothers and sisters. Today I have the privilege to be here before you to share with you about my experience with Swami.
Swami es muy especial.
Swami is very special.
Es un amigo que nunca me abandona, me escucha, me cubre con su divino amor. Él me acompaña a todos lados.
He is the friend who never abandons me, listens to me, covers me with his divine love, and accompanies me everywhere I go.
Cuando tengo proyectos que cumplir en mi familia, en la organización o en el trabajo, se los dedico desde lo más profundo de mi corazón. Se los entrego para que sea Él quien me guíe.
When I have family projects, side organizations projects, or work, I dedicate them from the bottom of my heart to Him. I give them over to Him to guide me.
Tuve la bendición de nacer en una familia Sai. Somos muy unidos.
I was blessed to be born in a Sai family. We are very close.
He aprendido de mi padre la responsabilidad y cumplir con mi palabra, de mi madre el esfuerzo y la dedicación, de mis hermanos la verdadera amistad y el trabajo en equipo.
I've learned from my father about responsibility and to stay true to my words. I learned from my mother about hard work, effort and dedication. From my siblings about true friendship and teamwork.
Ellos son mi complemento, ellos son parte de mi transformación.
They are my complement, they are part of my transformation.
En mi familia he tenido muchas bendiciones y pruebas. En mi trabajo con los niños muchos retos que enfrentar. Y gracias a Swami he salido adelante porque sé que Él está conmigo, porque confío en Él.
In my family, I have had many blessings and tests. In my work with children, I face many challenges, and thanks to Swami, I have overcame them, because I know He's with me, because I trust Him.
Aunque a veces se nos olvida que somos uno con Él, el sadhana es una forma de estar presente ante ello.
Although sometimes we forget that we are one with Him, sadhana is a way reminding ourselves about it.
La repetición del Gayatri Mantra es mi secreto. Me da fuerza y fortaleza, me ubica y me purifica.
The repetition of the Gayatri Mantra is my secret. It gives me strength and fortitude. It gets me grounded and it purifies me.
Repítanlo en todo momento. Yo lo hice antes de los exámenes de la universidad. Lo repito para que me proteja en el camino, también en mi trabajo, cuando tengo una presentación con mis alumnos o para quitarme algún deseo.
Repeat it all the time. I did before college exams. I repeat it to protect me on the road, also in my work when I have a presentation with my students or to take away any desire.
En el centro SAI que asisto, lo repetimos una vez al mes para la paz del país.
In the site center that I go to, we repeat it once a month for the peace of our country.
Cuando era niña, una vez mi papá estaba nadando en el mar. De repente alguien dijo que se estaba ahogando.
As a child, when my dad was swimming in the sea, suddenly someone said he was drowning.
Su cabeza parecía que se movía de arriba abajo.
His head looked like it was moving up and down.
Recuerdo que vi a mi mamá y a mis hermanos. Mi mamá nos tomó de las manos y nos dijo, él no le pasará nada.
I remember seeing my mom and my brothers. My mom took our hands and told us that no harm would befall him.
Empezamos a orar. Yo no tuve miedo a perderlo. Cerré mis ojos y pedí con muchas fuerzas que lo cuidara.
We started praying. I was not afraid to lose him. I closed my eyes and asked many forces to look after him.
Al instante, él ya estaba a la orilla con nosotros.
Instantly, he was already on the shore with us.
Esta experiencia fue de mucha fe y confianza, porque sé que nunca me abandonas.
This experience was of great faith and confidence because I know that Swami will never abandon us.
El servicio ha sido parte de mi transformación.
Service is a key part of my transformation.
Con mis padres sirvo en una clínica asistencial SAI, entregando medicamento, explicándole a los pacientes cómo deben tomarlo. El dedicarle parte de mi tiempo es la forma que le agradezco a Swami por sus bendiciones divinas.
My parents and I serve in a Sai health care clinic, delivering medicine, explaining to patients, and taking care of them. I devote part of my time in this service. This is the way I thank Swami for his divine blessings.
Soy muy afortunada al trabajar con niños porque puedo incluir valores humanos directamente en las clases, ayudar a transformar y pulir el carácter de ellos.
I am very fortunate to work with children because I can include human values directly in the classroom, help transform and polish their character.
Si no son maestros, pueden transformar vidas con sus hijos, sobrinos y niños de la comunidad.
However, not only teachers can transform lives, you can also help with your own children, nephews, and children of the community.
En la actualidad trabajo con niños y ahora con adolescentes en un colegio cristiano.
At present, I work with children and now with teenagers at a Christian college.
Esto ha sido una gran experiencia de aprendizaje.
This has been a great learning experience.
Llego al trabajo y me reciben con muchos abrazos. Para iniciar la jornada hacemos la oración de la mañana.
I get to work and they receive me with lots of hugs. To start the day, we make the morning prayer.
A veces practicamos sentarnos en silencio. A ellos les encanta. A mí me gusta porque están más atentos a la clase y tranquilos.
Sometimes we practice sitting in silence. They love that a lot. I like it too because they are more attentive, kind, and quiet.
Leemos la Biblia y es aquí donde incluyo los valores directamente, como el respeto a los padres, el amor al prójimo, la paciencia, entre otros.
We read the Bible, and this is where I include values directly, like respect for parents, love of neighbor, and patience, among others.
Recuerdo a un estudiante con muchos problemas de autoestima. Ya no quería estudiar, solo pasaba llorando, ya no sabía qué hacer.
I remember a student with many self-esteem issues who did not want to study. He only cried, and I did not know what to do.
Pero le pedí a Swami, su guía, y que actuara a través de mí.
But I asked Swami for his guidance and for him to act through me.
Un día lo llamé y lo abracé.
One day, I called him and I gave him a strong embrace. I asked him what he wanted.
Lo abracé muy fuerte, le pregunté qué quería y el niño respondió, quiero amor y comprensión. Lo abracé nuevamente y le dije, Diosito, dale a este niño amor y comprensión.
I embraced him and I asked him what he wanted. The boy replied, I want love and understanding. I hugged him again and said, Dear God, please give this child love and understanding.
Poco a poco, él fue mejorando su conducta. Ahora que está más grande, llega a visitarme al salón.
He has gradually been improving his behavior. Now that he's bigger, he comes to visit me in my class.
Ver esos ojitos llenos de amor y paz me motivan a seguir sirviendo a estos niños de corazón a corazón.
I see his eyes full of love and peace. They motivate me to continue serving these children heart to heart.
Queridos jóvenes,
Dear youngsters,
a veces sentimos apatía y es porque estamos escuchando nuestra mente y no nuestro corazón.
sometimes we feel apathy because we're not listening to our minds and our hearts.
Somos una organización que tiene como fin que nosotros encontremos nuestra divinidad y ayudar a otras que vean la suya.
We're an organization that aims to find our divinity and help others to see their own.
Así que debemos emprender servicios y proporcionar espacios en donde otros jóvenes que no encuentran un espacio libre de todo el ruido de la sociedad, vicios y deseos puedan refugiarse y vivir y experimentar su espiritualidad.
So, we must undertake services and provide spaces where other young people who cannot find free space from all the noise of society, like vices and desires, to seek refuge and live and experience their spirituality.
Piensen un momento.
Think for a moment.
Como jóvenes, ¿cómo se sienten cuando van al centro SAI y comparten con nosotros jóvenes sobre los servicios o hablar sobre nuestras experiencias?
How you feel as a youngster when you go to a site center and share with other youngsters about services or talks about our experiences.
Ahora piensen cómo se sienten cuando salen al mundo real y ven lo que la sociedad les ofrece, consumismos, deseos, apegos.
Now think how you feel when you go into the real world and see what society offers you: consumerism, desires, attachments.
Imaginen lo que otros jóvenes sienten porque no encuentran ese refugio que nosotros tenemos.
Imagine what other young people feel when they cannot find the shelter that we have.
Por ello, los motivo y me motivo a ser un agente de cambio utilizando nuestros talentos y habilidades.
Therefore, I urge you to be an agent of change, using your talents and abilities to make that change happen.
Otra forma de servir a los niños es adoptando un hermano menor en donde yo ayude al niño con sus tareas, leamos juntos cuentos de valores y autoestima, los escuche y platique con él.
Another way to serve the children is adopting a younger brother or sister, where I help the child with homework, read stories together about values and self-esteem, listen and talk to him.
Somos muchos y sé que hay muchas ideas. Compartámoslas para hacer realidad juntos y vivir el mensaje de Swami.
We are many, and I know there are many ideas. Let's share them to make them happen together and live the message of Swami.
Si no ofrecemos servicio desinteresado, ¿cómo esperamos recibir el amor de Dios? Para recibir el amor de Dios, nos debemos liberar totalmente de los deseos del mundo y participar constantemente en el servicio desinteresado. Así se estampará el sello de Prema. Es solo cuando Prema o amor puro satura cada una de nuestras acciones cuando Dios derrama su gracia.
Without offering selfless service, how can we expect to receive God's love? To receive God's love, we must be totally free from worldly desires and constantly engage in selfless service and affix the stamp of Prema. It is only when Prema, or pure love, that saturates every action of ours for God to shower His grace.
Gracias, mi Swami, por este espacio y la oportunidad que me das de servir en la organización.
Thank you, my Swami, for this space and the opportunity to serve in the organization.
Gracias, queridos hermanos y hermanas. On Sairam.
Thank you, dear brothers and sisters. Sairam.
Om Sai Ram. Sister Francis, it is beautiful how you have extended the love of your family to the children in your community who will be the future of tomorrow. Through your sadhana, you have faithfully imbibed the teachings of Swami in your daily life. Just as our beloved Sai said, be of service to others. For that is giving yourself to me. Every deed performed, do it in my name. Give the warmth of your love. Extend your hand as I extend mine to you. Thank you, Swami, for this message. Last but not least, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a very dynamic brother who is also the last speaker of this session, Brother Devesh Tankaria from UK completed his BSc Honours in Computer Science from Royal Holloway University, University of London, UK. He currently serves for the UK government. Devesh has received many awards for his work from senior government leaders, including the British Prime Minister. Last year, he was honored by the UK government as one of the top 50 aspiring leaders of 2015. Devesh was born into a Sai family and is the fourth generation of devotees. He serves as the Deputy Youth Coordinator for Zone 7. Brother Devesh and his team developed the core structure of the Sri Sathya Sai International Youth Leadership Program. Last year, 52 youth graduated, and this year, 200 youth graduated on 11th July. It gives us great pleasure to welcome the chair of the Sri Sathya Sai International Youth Leadership Program, Brother Devesh.
Respected elders, dearest brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. It's so inspiring to hear the wonderful stories of our dearest brothers and sisters. And I'd like to begin with an incident which happened a few years ago when Swami lovingly asked me, "What do you want?" So having heard many people answer this same question, I was feeling really confident. So I stood tall and stood proud and I said, "Swami, I want you." Swami then mirrored the same smile on my face and proceeded to bless the other devotees. But we all know with Swami, every smile, every word, every gesture is significant. And the true test of this conversation happened in 2004 when I was involved in a fatal car accident. It was summer 2004, and a group of friends and I decided to go on holiday. So we decided to go to Greece. Halfway in our holiday, we decided to hire a car. No ordinary car. We thought, hey, we're youth, we're young, we're free, we're energetic. So we hired the biggest car we could, an open-top Jeep vehicle. So as we set off our journey, driving for about an hour, we began to climb the mountain. As we began to climb the mountain, we got higher and higher, and our excitement also went higher and higher. We started admiring the wonderful views. Then all of a sudden, my friend who was driving the vehicle lost control of the car, and the car started to head off towards the cliff. So in panic, instead of hitting the brake, he hit the accelerator. So the car started going even faster. And in panic, he turned the car around, and the car span round, and I was thrown out of the car head first. Next thing I knew, I was in a hospital bed with a fractured collarbone, scars on my head, and broken bones. So as I was lying on this bed the next day, I was having a conversation with Swami. And I was saying, "Swami, why me? I'm your devotee, and there's billions of people in the world. Why have you chosen me?" And as I was having this conversation, I opened my eyes, and there was a Greek priest standing at the end of my bed. He was dressed in black, and he held a cross in his hand. And just how Swami says, "Don't worry," he signaled the same gesture and the same words, and then he went. So I spoke to the lady next to me. She was looking after her elderly father, and she'd been there for about 8-9 months. So I asked her, "Who is this person?" And she said, "I've been here for such a long time, I've never seen this man." So at which point, I thought, hey, it might just be a coincidence. So I began to have this conversation with Swami. Now, since childhood, one of my methods of communicating with Swami was that I write a note to Swami and I put it in the river, and I see the note sail away. And in my mind, I think Swami's received the letter and he's blessed me. All of a sudden, this lady sitting next to me says, "Don't worry, I receive all your letters." So I asked her, "Excuse me, what do you mean you receive all my letters?" She smiled and said, "All those letters in the sea, I received them all." So my confidence that Swami was with me grew. The following day I was discharged from hospital, and on being discharged, I asked the doctors, "Can you please write me a note of the list of the various medications which I've taken?" Because I know the first thing I'll be asked was the list of the medication when I returned back to London. The doctors in a hurry wrote something in Greek and told me to quickly leave because they had to vacate the bed. So I got this piece of paper and I flew back to London and straight to hospital. And the first thing that the doctor said to me was, "Can I have the list of your medication?" So I handed her this scrap piece of paper with everything written in Greek. And I was telling her that I'm so sorry, it's all written in Greek, I apologize, I have no idea what's written, I don't know what medication I've taken, and the story continued. This lady, doctor, then started laughing. So I took a step back and I said, "Excuse me, doctor, I'm pouring my heart out here, and you're standing here laughing at me." She said, "The reason why I'm laughing is because I'm Greek, and I'm the only Greek doctor in this entire hospital. I can read this perfectly." This is Swami's will and grace, always with us, guiding us and guarding us. I was then told that because I've fractured my bone, I've got to have surgery. They took an x-ray and they said the bone hasn't fused, so we've got no choice but to operate on you. So a few months passed and I was given a date for my surgery. And just before my surgery, I was told to go for another x-ray. So during the consultation with the doctor, as I was talking to the doctor who was explaining the procedures of the surgery, my x-ray results came through. He stopped our conversation and he said, "I don't know what's happened, but your bones have now completely fused. There's no need for surgery." Brothers and sisters, everything that happens in our life does so for a reason. Swami lovingly once said, "Pure gold will not be turned into a beautiful ornament unless it is repeatedly put into fire and molded." Whenever you experience pains, trials, obstacles and tribulations, you should recognize them as paths for obtaining ultimate happiness. We are so fortunate to be part of this Sathya Sai organization, which gives us all the opportunity to realize our innate divinity. And Bhagwan has given us various youth initiatives to help us experience this, such as something which I've been working quite closely with, which is the Sathya Sai International Youth Leadership Program. I have seen firsthand the transformational process and how the youth have gone through, and how they have transformed the society around them and gone on to take leading roles within the organization. Brothers and sisters, let us not forget that we are the leaders of today, and as such we should aim and strive to transform ourselves and in turn the society around us. And we can do this by actively participating in the various activities of the Sathya Sai International Organization. Each of us here are gathered because of the divine will of our Bhagwan. We are one of the millions that have been handpicked to serve in the divine mission and be here today. Let us honor this sacred duty and heritage. Let us be proud to call ourselves Sai Youth. And I pray that our Bhagwan once again calls us all back here in Prasanthi Nilayam very soon. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, Brother Devesh, on being an exemplar of Swami's teachings. During a discourse in November 1969, Swami said, "Do not doubt your destiny. It is to merge with the highest wisdom, power, and love. Do not waver or stay away. At every step, inquire, discriminate, and search for the truth. Be self-reliant, bold, and free. Know that you are an instrument of God in a divine task, and so there is no justification for weakness or vacillation. Be an example to others in humility and devotion. Do not scatter advice without the authority of practical experience. Love, cooperate, and serve. Your office is a call for spiritual exercise and a reminder of your being under my care and direction." Thanks to all of our speakers for their wonderful speeches today. With humility, we are certain that all of us would wish to thank Swami for the wonderful 3 days we have experienced here. Although Bhagwan knows everything about us, it is sometimes important to express our gratitude and total devotion in our own words. The letter placed on your chair is for you, brothers and sisters, for you to pour your heart out to Swami from now until the end of the session. We will conclude this session, after which we'll have some announcements and a vote of thanks. During this time, please collect a memento of divine love from Bhagwan, and we request that you use some time for quiet reflection on everything you have learned over the past 3 days. We pray that all of our respected elders, dear brothers and sisters, that you experience moments of Sai love always. Om Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram, dear brothers and sisters. May we now invite Gary Wells, Chairman of the Sri Sathya Sai World Foundation, to say a few words and share with us his words of wisdom. Dear brothers and sisters, Gary Bells.
I offer my deepest gratitude and love at the divine feet of our Lord Sai Baba. On behalf of the members of the World Foundation, I've come to express our appreciation and thanks for the magnificent and wonderful festival which you have been participating in. I can add nothing to the remarks that I've heard this afternoon that would give anyone any greater insight into the mystery, the beauty, of such a Sai Baba. I can only describe to you my esteemed pleasure and respect I have for the devoted work and love that goes into making this wonderful event and festival happen. It is also vastly reassuring that his divine message in life lives on through the youth from all over the world that is gathered here. There is no reason not to have faith and trust in our Lord. He is always present with us. Our only possible confusion or unwillingness to step back and follow Swami is because we are confused as to who we are. As Swami constantly reminded us, we are Swami playing like we're separate bodies, separate lives, that we're some ego, but we're not. Once we once we achieve unity, there would be nothing that needs to be learned. Our duty is to ask Swami, to ask Sai Baba, to teach us in his vision and to share his thoughts. We've all been invited here directly by our Lord, such as Sai Baba. His relationship is with each of us, heart to heart. What blessings we are given to be called here at this time and to share this unique festival and see that the future of the Sai movement is one that will continue to flourish all around our planet. We have been treated with many wondrous and inspiring musical programs, speeches, and presentations, all reflective of the mission of the festival. The Lord is my source, the Lord is my path, and the Lord is my goal. The other morning at the opening ceremonies, I had a vision as I watched the procession of youths toward Swami from all the various countries represented. My experience was that we were placed at the lawn of the gates of heaven ahead of us. And with all our problems, our desires, our temptations, even our joys of the temporal world were behind us. The bliss of heaven awaits us as we approach the truth, our oneness, and move away from the world of illusions and of suffering. There was no clearer of an affirmation to Swami saying unity in diversity than the procession and the remarkable individuals that are willing to acknowledge our Lord and ask for his direction in experiencing our truth and our oneness. I had several thoughts that Swami had said to me over the years. One in particular, one which helped me a great deal to stay focused on the present now, was at this time, we have everything that we need. Sai also said to me that he is gold and the world is fool's gold. So we have all dealt and struggled with our monkey minds, maybe even today, as the music was going on, as people were trying to talk. It was somewhat difficult to maintain focus. But in handing our past and off to Sai Baba and placing our future in Swami's hands, we find ourselves at peace and in stillness that has no bumps or hurdles, just an all-encompassing peace and love. Ask Sai to speak through us, think through us, hear through us, tell us where to go and what to say to whom. Let us realize our oneness and our completion with Swami, and let us be worthy of being his holy messengers wherever we go throughout our lives. One of my first conversations I had with Swami, I asked him to be my teacher, and he said, yes, I will teach. The lessons have always been the same, even though I looked on it as a myriad of different lessons. And as I sat here and listened to each of you describe your lessons, they're all one. His love is ours for merely asking and be willing to accept his love. May we all be willing to accept Sai's vision and see the world beyond this world and come to know our true higher selves. As in his prayer of surrender, which is on the western canteen wall, Sai asks that we always turn to him and say, "Thou think of it, let it be thy will." If we practice this whenever we catch our minds wandering, worrying, we will begin to develop automatic constructive behavior. This takes training and the active support of all our Sai family. Love has no comparisons. Love only has itself. We must not attack each other and think that we are free. For unless we forgive everyone of all things, we are not seeing correctly, and we too are a prisoner. Swami taught us our thoughts create this illusions or this experience. We must place our future in his loving hands, that he will lead us safe to safety and to peace. Peace of mind is all we want. Thoughts of liberation and thoughts of life is all we should ever want or need. It is time for us to learn our true realization and enlightenment and become aware of our true identity as a worthy Son of God. We cannot oppose the truth and the will of God. So my suggestion is that we all turn to Swami and ask Sai to wake us up from this dream with the love and tenderness that he has demonstrated to all of us his entire life. Jai Saram. Thank you.
Saram, dear brothers and sisters, I now call upon the International Youth Coordinator, Brother Shivendra Kumar, to give his vote of thanks to all of us.
Dear brothers and sisters, let's put our hands together for Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. And to the Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba that's sitting inside all of you, a big round of applause for all the delegates that are present here. I'd like to now call upon three individuals who've become brothers. They hail from far and wide except one, but they are, and they have worked with me probably harder than I have for this youth festival. Firstly, I'd like to call upon Brother Donit, Brother Jai Sai, and Brother Gopi. Even louder. I don't think so, that's good enough. More than that, come on. So these guys, people often tell me that I don't sleep, right? But these guys wore me out. There have been several meetings at home, at my place, where two of these brothers are sitting and Brother Gopi is on the other side of the line. I don't know what he's doing. But on this side, I'm probably dozing off, and these guys are carrying on with the meetings, and Jai Sai probably just tells me, hey, Shivendra, say this. So these guys have really put it in, and I'm really very happy to have them on the team. I'm now going to mention some more names, and if for those people who are here, I'd like them up on the stage, brothers on this side, sisters on this side. Sister Sayusha and Brother Chetan. Sister Sayusha has been responsible for the program and the exhibition, and Brother Chetan from Bahrain. Brother Ashwin for the excellent music performance that we had yesterday. Sister Veena for coordinating the drama and being on the festival team right from day one. So Don, Sister Veena and Brother Vignesh, who's not here, they've been with the festival team right from day one when the festival was just a word. Brother Shivakaran for the bhajans, if he's here, or he might just be setting up for the bhajans now. So Brother Shiva has been leading the bhajan team. Brother Bala for all the social media updates that you guys have been seeing, the Sathya Sai World Youth Festival, Facebook site, Instagram, Twitter. This guy works so hard because Shivendra did not have an Instagram account. Shivendra did not have Twitter. And he made sure I had it before he released the festival on the social media platforms. Sister Ishina for handling all the Indian press and all the media efforts that we've put in. And the team that works with Sister Ishina. Brother Nag Brahman, the webmaster. This guy worked round the clock to have and meet all the deadlines we had set out for the website. And the website, it was excellently done. there's very few things in the organization that come for review and get passed the first time. And Brother Naga, as he progressed, he was able to do it correctly all the time. Brother Nitish for handling the accommodation from Mauritius, if I can have you here. And Brother Kailash for the registration. These guys were working in 40 degrees in the Seva shed, making sure everyone gets registered and accommodated. So Brothers Nitish and Kailash. Brother Devyesh for helping with the leadership program. With very limited resources, the leadership program was completed very successfully. Brother Alvin for the children's program. And I should mention that if I'm here today, it is because of Brother Alvin. Brother Sayandan, if you found your rooms clean before the festival, Brother Sayandan and team worked tirelessly making sure that the rooms are all cleaned up. And these guys, they inspired me because they were chanting the Gayatri Mantra. They were not talking, they were not doing anything. They were just cleaning the rooms, repeating Bhagwan's name all throughout, working 12-hour shifts. And when on the 11th hour, this hall had to be set up because the volunteers didn't turn up. On one phone call, they came running and cleaned up the rooms. Sister Olga from Russia for bringing so many Russian devotees and Russian presentations here. Brother Julio, who spoke so well this morning, and for bringing South American youth here. Sister Manuela, Sister Lakshmi from Zone 1, for again supporting the festival in many different ways. Brother Dashen from Zone 9A, for being a pillar of support. This guy, at the end of 3 or 4 days, he would check on me if I'm doing all right. And he always reminds me that he has my back. And the moment I say, okay, thank you, bro, he just reminds me that he goes for Liverpool and I go for Arsenal. Brother Lorenzo had very big shoes to fill. One of our zone youth coordinators is not very well right now, Sister Raksha, and I wish to remember her and her contributions right now. She's recovering now, which is a good news, but at very short notice, Brother Lorenzo filled in and did an excellent job. The festival would not be complete if we did not have financial resources, and by grace of God, we've been able to do well in that area, and I'd like to call upon Brother Sai Amit, who's been helping us diligently with all the financial matters related to the World Youth Festival. I'd like to also call upon my big sister, Sister Aparna, who's been with the festival all throughout. Again, one of those persons at midnight, she will message and check how I'm doing and always being a source of inspiration. And she's also the person coordinating the spiritual question and answer sessions you might have been seeing on the website. Sister Fiona, who's not been able to join us here, but Sister Fiona and her husband Sean from Australia, they are the guys who've written the Sadhana of Love. So I'd like to remember them here as well. The festival would not be complete if we did not have the support of elders, and I'd like to mention a few names here. If they're here, I'd like them to be up here. With all the media efforts, Alida has been checking on us and very sternly checking on us, just making sure that the presentation that gets offered to Bhagavan is perfect. So her diligence has helped us considerably. Uncle Anupam, the head of the media team, Uncle Rohan, he is much older than us, but he is one of those elders that works till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. and just making sure everything's been taken care of. And in particular, someone who ensures that the team is very well taken care of. Brother Krishna from the IT committee, who's been helping us with the website. Brother Thomas, who's the webmaster of the SSIO website. Uncle Harshad, who's been helping us with the finance, a lot of running about. Uncle Harshad, he's now part of the youth group. That's how closely we've been working with each other. I'd like to call upon Sister Usha Narayan, who's been part of the registration team. I'd like to also acknowledge Professor Sudhir Bhaskar from Radio Sai, who's been excellent support. A lot of the media presentations would not have been successful had we not had the support of Radio Sai. And I'd like to put our hands together also for all the Radio Sai boys who've been providing live coverage to the youth who have not been able to participate physically. I'd like to acknowledge all the volunteers who've been helping us with the food, helping us with ushering, standing out in the sun, and doing all the running about that is being required for this festival. So a big applause for all the volunteers. If Brother Mukesh is here from India, I'd like Brother Mukesh to come up here as well. Brother Mukesh is from Maharashtra, and I normally speak English, but I was getting good practice in Hindi, speaking with him and having some very interesting conversations on trying to organize a lot of the equipment that you've got in your registration packs. I'd like to also thank the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust for their continuous support. Throughout the festival, there have been an excellent support, and if anything, they have opened the doors for us. There's a lot of things that has not happened in Prasanthi Nilayam before. For example, Puttaparthi's Got Talent. And without any hesitation, they were happy to approve it and let us go and enjoy Puttaparthi's Got Talent. The Sathya Sai World Foundation, and we have Gary here. I'd like to call him back on stage. I'd like to call Uncle Dora from the Prasanthi Council on stage as well, who's been there all throughout. A bigger applause, then they'll come here. I'd like to thank Mr. Nimish Pandya and Dr. Reddy for their continued support. And in the same breath, I'd like to thank all the state presidents of India, as well as all the zone chairs of the Sathya Sai International Organization for their support. All the program facilitators, all the talk show hosts, the MCs, the anchors, all those people who came up on stage, these guys were doing overnight rehearsals. A lot of these guys had to endure a lot of difficulty with the criticism that we were providing them. But when they came up here, the effort here was extensive. I know the amount of effort they have put in, the amount of rewriting, re-scripting they have done. So let's put our hands together for them. Brothers and sisters, the ashram runs on Sevadals, and all the Sevadals who have been looking after the security of our rooms, the Sevadals who have been looking after the security of the ashram, the Sevadals who have been cleaning the pavers, sweeping early in the morning so that we get a clean ashram. Let's put our hands together for them. For most of us here, we don't represent ourselves, we represent pillars of support that support us in making things happen. So I'd like to put hands together for those of us who fall in that bracket, our spouses. And I'd like to call upon Radhika for being my pillar of strength throughout this journey. She's the one behind my good looks. She keeps me fed. All the meetings we've had at our house, she makes sure that everyone is well catered for. So really appreciate your support. Brothers and sisters, this is the team that made the Sathya Sai World Youth Festival 2016 possible. They're all examples. They're all examples of love is the source, love is the path, love is the goal, unconditional love working throughout. I pray to Bhagavan to bless each one of these individuals, and may they always have happiness, success, and prosperity in their lives. I'd now like to call upon my dear brother Gopi to pass on the vote of thanks to the Indian volunteers who I may have missed. This brother has been working very closely with me. He's been recipients of some very loving messages from me and some very difficult conversations we've had. But with each of that, we've communicated very openly and we've had a grand time. We didn't know each other until 2 months back. Until 2-3 months ago. We knew each other briefly, but we haven't worked with each other before. So, Brother Gopi.
Thank you, Shivendra. At last, I got to the mic. I don't know how I get to do these things, normally, It was one bright Sunday morning. I was happily relaxing in my home, and my All India President calls me and says, Gopi, you'll have to work very closely with Shivendra in the Sathya World Youth Festival. I told him I was not in the 16 to 35, 40 slot. I'm well above it. He says, no problem, work with him. I knew I was getting into trouble. The other name of trouble is Shivendra. But let me tell you, brother, I once asked Swami when we were in the interview room. In fact, Swami asked this question. He said, what is the best reward? What is the best reward one could get from God when you do some good work? We responded with some stupid answers, as we normally do. And finally, Swami said, the best reward that God could give you when you do good work, and he said, when God could give you when you do good work, is giving you yet an opportunity to serve. So that is how it started. 2 months. Hundreds of calls, midnight calls, Shivendra. In fact, Shivendra, Dawn and Jay Sai are a part of my family now. If I don't get a call any day, my wife or my children ask me, didn't Jay Sai call you? Didn't Dawn call you? What happened to Shivendra? Is he not at home? Is he working somewhere? This is the kind of interactions we had. And on behalf of all those present here, I would like to thank my Indian team, the Indian team which is very closely associated with this work, as you have had a good team here. We had a bunch of very strong young adults in India who supported. I do not know if they are here, Malini, Nisha, Bipasa, Gunjan, Rajshekhar, Rajendra, Satyasai Chaitanya, Vipin, Shilpa, Brijesh, Vijay Krishna, and my entire National Youth Council team. They all put their heart and soul to make this program happen. We also want to place on record the wonderful support that our two leaders, the international leader Dr. Reddy and Sri Nimish Pandya, had given to make this happen. This program could not have happened if they had not given us a free hand to work. I also want to thank Harshit Patel uncle, Anupam Ganguly sir, and also Sri Hedje Dora uncle, who's always been asking us, what's happening? Do you want my support? Is there anything that I need to do? See, that is the kind of support that we got from the Indian seniors also. Well, the most important thing is, I just want to share a small story and then end it. I got this morning and I thought I should definitely share this with you. I think this must have been doing a lot of rounds on the WhatsApp, but I still want to do another round here. This is about a businessman who was getting late to his flight. He reached the boarding gate just before it closed. He was sweating and breathing. He got into the flight. Arriving at the seat, he found that there was a small young girl, about 8 years old, sitting in an aisle seat and an elderly woman on the other side on the window seat. He got into the middle seat and the flight took off. And this young child, who was about 8 years old, was happily drawing and playing all alone. He was wondering, why is this girl traveling alone, all alone? So midway, actually there was a turbulent weather. There was a lot of trouble. There were announcements in the cabin saying that we're running through a rough time in the mid-air. And everybody was in panic on the flight. But this young girl was happily drawing, and finally the turbulence ended and the flight landed at the destination. And at that point of time, this gentleman, this businessman was so inquisitive. He said, "You're a very brave girl. You're a very brave girl. Everybody in this flight was actually in turmoil. They were actually anticipating some problem to happen, something to happen and something, but you were actually very happy, joyful, sitting there, drawing all the time. What gave you that courage? was a question the businessman asked. And she said, my father is the pilot of this flight and he's taking me home. Brothers and sisters, the pilot of the Sathya World Youth Festival is our Lord who is sitting there. We all did nothing, He is the doer. We were only instrument in His divine hands that He gave us an opportunity, a part to play in the divine mission and a divine role. When we knew that the Sathya World Youth Festival was announced, in fact, I'm sure Brother Shivendra would agree with me, when we got into the logistics of getting things to be done, the moment the Sathya World Youth Festival was announced, we knew the pilot has taken it over and it will be a wonderful, wonderful festival. Happy Sathya Sai World Youth Festival 2016. Thank you very much. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram, dear brothers and sisters. Let us thank all the leaders and everyone here who have taken part in the festival and made this festival a big, big, big offering to Swami. We would like to announce a few points for all of us to take back. There is public outreach event on July 15th, a flyer with all the information will be posted on the announcement board at N7 in the evening. A reminder that the IT media workshop is on 16th of July at 10:30 a.m. in the Prasanthi Council office. The sign-up sheet for the Grammar Seva service is on the announcement board at N7. Please register your interest by the end of today. Sisters, please wear your saris that you've been given during the ceremony for tonight at the Sai Kulwant Hall. Please queue up for the closing ceremony at Sai Kulwant Hall at 4:30 p.m. Before 4:30 p.m. start, females will be at the VIP gate and males at the Ganesh gate. The Ready Steady Goal exhibition is open after the closing ceremony at the double-decker building. Dear brothers and sisters, all of us have this magnetic badge in our lanyards. Please remember to take them and drop them off at N7 before you leave. So please go today and drop these magnetic badge off. As you're proceeding and getting our spiritual journey, and celebrate being a youth, because love is the path, love is the source, love is the path, and love is the goal. Jai Sai Ram.